guys, good afternoon fans. Hello, good afternoon, good evening and good morning my fans. We're still on the solar project installations. So what I want to show you right now, we're still mounting our devices. As you can see, we have two charge control here. I'll tell you the reason why. I'll tell you that later. And that's box bar. I'll show you, you're all coupled now. And coming over here, you see the inverter here. I've told you their function in my other video. And coming here, this is the automatic changeover system. This automatic changeover system, this is how it looks like. Automatic changeover system with timer. That's what this one is. Now, its function is to, here you say see generator and load. Then you see utility, that is maybe NAWEC. I don't know what you call it in your country. The national power provider, we call it NAWEC here. Nigeria call it NEPA. I don't know. I know in UK and America you have a lot of company, a lot of power source. So that's what that means. So you connect that, and that's where you have the utility is the primary, and the generator is the secondary. And that means if you are primary, if the power supply source is primary, and your solar system is where you see generator, that is secondary. It means when the primary goes off, if you understand what I mean, then the secondary will automatically comes on. And when the primary comes on again, maybe they have power cuts, then the secondary, it will automatically change within less than a second. So you won't see the light going off. That's what this device is. So when it goes off, PIM, automatically the secondary takes over, whether generator or solar. But if it is generator, you also have a automatic switch here to turn on the generator. But anyway, we're not working with the generator here, we're working with solar. So if I put the solar on the primary up there, like you see at connection, if I put the solar on the primary, it means solar is primary. Maybe when the battery is exhausted, what battery goes off, which is not possible, then the NAWEC can comes up. You understand? The NAWEC can comes up. If we make NAWEC primary, it means when the power cuts off, then the solar will automatically come on, and when the power comes back again, the solar will be switched off and turned over to the NAWEC. If you understand that clearly, we're running out of time. I will make a video on this and explain again. You also have a timer switch here. You see, with all the settings, you can set that and say you want solar to turn on. As sun is so hot in the afternoon from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. here. You can set the solar to turn on from 8 a.m. in the morning when the sun sets. Then the house can start using solar. Then once it is 8 p.m. the sun drop, it will switch automatically off the solar and bring in the other power source, main supply power source. Call that main supply power source, automatically bring that up. So it has a lot of functions. About this automatic centrifugal switch has a lot of functions. I will take time to explain that. We have to round up to close for the day. I'll come back to you on this, okay guys? Thank you. We are done with the solar installation. And like as I said, solar installation have a lot of materials and accessories that have been used. We have the batteries. I'm here to tell you the materials and their functions. We have the batteries. As you can see, we have the batteries. I'll tell you the functions of all the materials used in solar installation. Then we have the box bar. Then after the box bar, we have charge controls. We actually have 2 charge controls. And I also want you to see the kind of materials we are using, couple what you're saying, and see it's very different from what other people are using. This product, American products, and they're very nice. Then we have the inverter. Just as I tell you, today video, I want to tell you the materials used in solar installation, and I want to tell you their functions. Then we have automatic changeover switch. This is automatic changeover switch. You see, it's automatic changeover switch. You guys have watched me connecting this circuit. That's automatic changeover switch. And this is inverter, charge control, and box bar. Let me start by telling you their functions and why we install them. I've already show you how we install these things. One materials that are not here, that is up the roof, is the panels. I've shown you that before, and I'll show you again on this video.
Yeah, this is the panel. Yes, getting to where
so where can I start from? Okay, sorry, I forget we have the cables. We have the cables, and there's something attached at the mouth of the cables we call cable locks. Now let us start from the panels up. Panels, what are the functions? It's like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 materials I've shown you now: the cables, the box bar, the charge control, the inverter, and the automatic changeover switch system. Then the batteries, then panels up. I will also want to show you the name of the company of this battery. You can Google. We don't hide our products, brothers and sisters. Google it and see the type of batteries we're using. Other information are top here. I don't know if the writing is clear for you to watch. So that's the information of these batteries. See, information of these batteries. So like, I want to start from the panel upstairs. Yes, up the roof, sorry. Remember today's video, I want to show you the materials used. I've counted them 6 to 7, and I want to tell you their functions and their usage. Okay, so first and foremost, we start from the panel.
Get that see as good from the hungry you. See the way I go slap you, this your face go turn back.
What is the function of the panels? You have 7 materials, as I said. I will call their names and mention their functions and the rules that they play on the solar installations that I want to present to you. Like, as I told you before, the charge control is controlling the charging system. Okay, let me start from the panel upstairs. The function of the panels is the panel receive energy from solar energy. And when we say solar energy, we're talking about sunlight. Sunlight produces solar energy. It's energy in sunlight that we're wearing every day, especially in Africa. It's very warm here. So he produces the heat of sun, produce solar energy. And this panel, solar panel, receive the energy from sun and convert it to current, and we call the energy production from solar panel, call it solar energy. Then the panel have gotten solar energy now. What did he use the energy to do in this platform that we're showing you today? Brothers and sisters, he used the energy to be able to charge these batteries. You know, these batteries are cells. When you consume the whole energy on them, they can go down. They can just be batteries but no energy inside. So you need something to be refilling back the energy. And that is this work of the panel. So the panel take current from the energy down to the batteries. Actually, it don't come to the battery straight. You know why? The solar panel will keep producing current, keep producing current, keep producing current, keep producing current, keep producing current. It doesn't have a device to stop him producing current. As long as the sun is shining, it's receiving the energy, it's converting the sun energy and bringing it down to the batteries. So if we keep charging this battery, even when the batteries are full, that means the battery is going to have problem. It's going to have overcharge. And once the battery gets overcharged, anything can happen. Either it starts killing the cells or it can explode. So these two things, one can happen. Either when the battery is overcharged, either the battery explode, look at the batteries here, either they explode. If they don't explode, it kills the cells. Because in this battery, there are cells inside. There are 2 things inside. The cells inside and the acid. If you open inside the battery, that's the 2 things you see. I will tell you how they play their functions inside the battery. But that will be the topic for another day. Now, so what really happened is the sun, the panel will receive the sun heat and convert it to solar energy. So he brings it here. Because in this installation, we have a lot of panels up. And you cannot use one wire to bring it down. No, it will be too much. So you bring every circuit. Like what I call circuit is you group them in 4. In 4 you drop down, in 4 you drop down. So each of the 4 you build a circuit for them, and what will help you to build that circuit is this box bar. You can see a lot of wires coming in here from each of the circuits from the panel upstairs. This cable actually comes from panels. Now the function of this box is to be able to help you to assemble your connections from the panels to assemble them well is like what you can say a splitter. And this panel, from panel, supposed to come to the charge control. But you see, this charge control cannot contain a lot of wires coming down from the panels. As I said, we connect them in series. So this box will be able to make sure it connects them and produce 2 wires out. Is to assemble. They can be able to take 2 wires out from the circuit. Then that means it will come straight to the box just for sample to assemble the wire very well. Then now come to this device. This device is called charge control. It's a charge control device. What is the function of this charge control? Like as I said, the batteries has capacity of charging. When they charge full, there's a device that you stop them charging, because if you continue charging, it will either blow up the battery or kill the cells. So this is the machine that takes in charge of that. You monitor the battery cells and find out when they are fully charged. Once they are fully charged, it cuts off the charging. And there's 3 lights here. I want to show you. There's 3 lights there. If you can see it. You see the green light. When the green light flash, the way it's flashing right now, it's telling you that the battery is fully charged. Right now it's not charging again. It's fully charged. The second hole here is orange color. When that light comes on, it's telling you you have 50% energy, as the battery has reduced to 50%. And when the third one here comes on red, it means you have low battery. And at that point, you should make sure the battery is charged. If the sun energy, sunlight don't come at that time, you have to reduce from the orange color. You have to reduce your appliances. But because we have enough battery, so that doesn't happen. I'm just telling you, if it shows red, it means the battery is low. So you should expect the current to go, your light to go off any moment, because the red button shows you battery off. So right now our battery is fully charged, as it's flashing green. As it's flashing green. So the function of this device here, called charge control, is to make sure you monitor the strength of the battery. When the battery reduces, it filled it up by charging it. And when the battery is fully charged, it cut off the charging system from the panel. So that means the battery will no longer receive the energy from the panel again. So this is a bridge to cut that off. And next one we have here is an inverter. I'm actually using, as I said, guys, Google my products and read about the instructions, read about the manufacturer, where they come from. And you find out that I don't use fake material. This is Magnum. It's actually a pure sine wave inverter. Pure sine wave inverter. Those of us that knows about solar installation will understand what I'm saying. So this is a pure sine wave inverter. Google it. Its name is Magnum. Okay. Now, Magnum Energy. That's the name here. Magnum. So the function of this, I want to explain to you guys, is we're using battery energy, and we have 2 types of energy. There's 2 types of currents, I want to say. We have AC current. A abbreviation of it is AC current, and the full name is alternating current. Alternating current, to break it very fast for you, are those currents that are produced by power generators. Like in Africa here, we have certain power providing companies. In Nigeria, we call them NEPA. In Gambia, we call them NAWIC. Where the power source come from, and they supply to houses, and they have lights. So those power generators produce AC, and this AC have 2 types. You have You have two types of the current. You have very high current, we call it high tension, and we have low voltage. That's the one you supply at homes. But normally, the high power generating machines produce high voltage. I will go about 100 or 1000 something voltage. That is why we have transformer. We call it step down transformer. Around your areas, you may be passing across the big machines that fence around as a power source. We call it transformer. What is the function of that transformer? Is to step down the voltage from 1000 something, 100 and something thousand voltage to the acquired voltage that the country is using, and that will depends on the appliances you are using. Like Americans use 110 volt to 120 volt, so we expect all the appliances to be of that voltage. So if they are stepping down from the high tension, it should step down to 120 volt. In Africa and Europe, we are using 220 to 240 volt. So our appliances should be expected to have such consuming power input. Okay, so such currents are called alternating currents. But current from this source, I want to show you now, you know what this is. The current that this produces is called DC, produced by batteries. It's called DC. And DC simply means direct current. DC voltage, as what you can see here, is 12 volts. 13, that's some of them, these batteries are heavy duty solar batteries. So the manufacturer makes sure they produce 13.5 volts as I show you on the label. I can take my camera down again to show you. 13.4 volt, 13.6 volt. You see that? All the information you needed is there. So for me not to make the video too long, let me make it brief. So as you can see, the batteries are there. So these batteries produce DC current, and DC current cannot be used in our heavy appliances like our fridge, our TV, anything that is written 220 volts. It cannot, because they only produce 12 volts to 13 point something volts. It's even normally 12 volts, but these are heavy solar batteries, highly recommended solar batteries. So this produce 13.4 to 13.6 volt, and our TV cannot start with this. So that draws us to the function of inverter. What inverter does, it converts the DC current, which is 13 point something, to 220 volts. So the function of this inverter is to convert DC to AC. That means convert the input current, which is DC, to the output current, which is the alternating current. Then we can be able to use it in our house. I think we need a clap for this. All right. In the house here, the people who are using, like as I said before, a current from power generating machine, a country supply company called NAWIC. That's their meter here. You see their meter here? So they were using this before. So therefore, because we use full system, solar system here, so we're not scared about running out of energy and you are using solar, the light goes off. No, we don't. So because of that, we use the NAWIC here as sorry about this, the connection looked rough. This is not our job. This is how we meet it, and in the NAWIC devices you don't touch anything there. So this is where we work on. Okay, and as you can see, our connections are very neat, wired and stuff like that. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So this automatic changeover switch, An automatic changeover switch has a program screen here. It's not ordinary one people are just install. Program screen here. Let me around for you to see it on, automatic and off. So you have all the settings here: clock, timer, day, hours, minutes. And we have the wiring diagrams here. I have the manual of this, but few wiring diagrams here. Anyway, you can see what the inside looks like. So what's the function of this? As we have two major power supply here, then power supply from solar source and power supply from NAWEC, country supply power from the power generating machine, as I said, NAWEC. So we have to use one with this machine. We have to use one as a backup. Backup means when the other one is not around, something to support. So instead of we using solar as a backup, we knowing that solar, we have the capacity we install is very powerful. You can take this very well. So we use solar as a main supply this time. So that means NAWEC becomes the backup. What does that mean? It means in case the power drain out from the batteries and the solar has to go off, then solar has to go off, then NAWEC should come on. That is the main country supply power can come on. So this is the machine that take care of that changing over. So if this machine can only change, it change less than a second. So you won't find out if there is light or if there is no light. If any power goes off and you need to change, you don't need to see the light blinking. No, this machine don't blink. It shows you correct. Okay. So what this does is it changes the power system. Now you see we have the primary here and we have the secondary here. Secondary is here and this is the output and this is the primary. This primary is here. What do I mean by primary and secondary? Primary means the major power. Then secondary means the backup. So the one you connect up there will be the one that will stand. And the one you connect down here on the primary will be the one if there is no power from the main source, the second source will come up. As I said, we use solar as our main source here because we trust our installations. Before we install, we calculated the capacity of the appliances in the house and put the capacity that can suit to make sure the appliances don't drain the batteries at all. So the function of this is change the power automatically. You can also program from here. You said, okay, you know, like we have some set from 8 a.m. and some come down sometimes by 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. So you can say, okay, all day time, I want to be using solar, and at evening time, I want to go back to NAWEC. Then I don't use the strength of my battery at all. Because during daytime, what happens, you keep receiving energy from sun and you keep charging it. Receiving energy from sun, so you never go drain. This strength will never go to the orange color, which means 50%. It will never go to the orange color during daytime. You can only move to the orange color during night time, that you are using in night time. And before daytime comes, it will still be at our system here, it will still be at the orange, and sun will meet up again by 8, start charging and charge full. As you can see right now, it's 5 p.m. and people are using the solar and it's still charging full. That means as long as it's using from the battery, the solar panels is refilling it back and the charge control is controlling that. So this change control after time, and you can say, okay, please, you can program it and tell the machine, say, please turn the solar on from 8 a.m. in the morning and turn it off and change over to NAWEC from 9 p.m. So automatically it will turn it on 9 p.m. It will turn the solar off and turn the NAWEC on at 9 p.m. But the question is, during this time that you order the solar to go off and NAWEC to come on, what if NAWEC goes off at the time that you have already programmed for NAWEC to serve at that time? What if NAWEC goes off? That is power generating, like here is the government that supply the power. They call the company NAWEC. So if I say NAWEC, you know what I mean. If I say solar, I know what I mean. So what of the time you said the current should start, the NAWEC should start from, the NAWEC should start from 9 p.m. and maybe at 11 p.m. the NAWEC goes off, but they always take light here. The NAWEC goes off, and you have already programmed the machine to handle the NAWEC from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. What will you do? No, you don't have to do anything. This machine have all the programs. It depends on what you program. So if the light NAWEC goes off at that time, automatically the primary here, which is a solar, will come on. In fact, you will not even know that NAWEC goes off. It will change the programming and turn on the NAWEC immediately. NAWEC will stand on. But if the power didn't cut off, that means NAWEC will stay from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning and switch it back to solar when the sunlight will come up. For now, I think I've done enough. Because of time, I'm running out of time. I have to explain, like as I said, this channel is not only for building, construction, fighting other people. No, this channel is also to lecture people. Whether you want to become an engineer or want to become whatever, to lecture you. You can learn doing this work online with us. And it will be very, very interesting. So, a lot of people here in the Gambia who sees my work, who see me working, are wondering. And said, sometimes they ask me, Solomon, what actually is what you are doing? Because you are into building, you are a structural engineer. You've supervised most professional, beautiful building projects here. We saw you building. We saw you tiling. We saw you working with your plumbers. We saw you doing the electrical installations, wiring the house with your electrician. And this time we saw you doing solar energy. So what actually are you doing? And I used to answer them, which is very true. I am very skillful. This is the reason why I married my wife at a very late time. You can see my kids are still very young, because I spend my time, my days to study all these things you are seeing here, building and everything that involves in building. You need to put electricity, tiling. But the question is, people that learn about this and they say they're contractors, some contractors, or they are, say structural engineers, and they cannot do, they don't have idea of electrical and the building, because building involves all these things. So if your electrician wire the house and make mistake, that means the mistake will occur in the building. Yes, the answer is yes. If your plumber, pipe your house and make mistake, that means the mistake will occur. If the tilers is tiling and make a mistake, it means the mistake will come. Because you don't know, that's your field. You can just be looking, but you don't know where they are making mistake. But if you know about this installation, you always say, no, electrician, don't do it like this, do it like this. You ask him a question, why do you put it that way? He explains, so no, don't put it that way, do it this way, because if you do it this way, you get the result the other way. Because you know it. So that was my reason. I said, as I want to go into building from the start, I need to learn everything. That because building is not about the block, the painting, the doors. You build up, finish with blocks. You paint it, you put doors. No, there are other things inside. There are tiles. There are plumbing that supply you water. There are electric wiring, that installations that give you light. There's a lot of things. Digital camera to secure yourself in the house. So I actually take my time to learn all these things, to make sure even if I employ people to work for me, I should be able to know or detect when they make mistakes. That is why my own work is different. I know everything involved in building that I'm doing, that I collect contract to do. I know everything how I can do it. So if I'm employing people to do, when they make mistake, I can be able to see the mistake and correct it. That was my reason. I'm actually training people. Most of my workers, I train them. But during the training, they work with professionals. So when they're qualified, I employ them. I give them choice. They want to work, continue with the company. If they said no, I give them a little envelope I can to be able to make sure they can buy their tools and start up. And I'm that a stick. So I do everything. Don't be surprised and worried. Oh, is it a solar engineer? Or is it a builder? Is it? So don't ask those so many questions. The answer is already here. As I explained, I do all. I'll be showing you not only to come on camera and say, Solomon do all, Solomon do all. I'll be showing you my work. You'll be seeing it. So we'll show you the work and you'll be seeing me doing. Good brothers and sisters, it's very hot inside here. You can see I'm sweating. This is Solomon, your brother again. I'm trying to do all myself by holding the camera. So we'll drop the video here. Please drop your comments at the comment section. Click on the like button. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. And God bless you for doing that. If you're a subscriber, stay on with us. Always watch our video. God will bless you and continue to bless you. All right. Thank you very much. I'm happy you see my face here again. I've been talking behind the camera. So I have to turn the camera switch to face myself right now. I'll be walking away from the power room now. As I turn my camera to the device, you can see this is all what your brother did. I've shown you before in the installation. I turn the camera up. Actually, this compound is my project. You saw us doing the, that's the top here. Saw me doing this project. You see people, we do a renovation here. You see the floor tiles. How beautiful it is. We built, remember this building was having problem. We built a reinforcement foundation. And you break the ties, you saw us breaking the ties, and you see the floor back. People are living here already. You saw how beautiful our work looks like. As I always said, it's beautifully made and everything. Okay, guys. Thank you and God bless you. Bye-bye.